Hello everyone, it's your American girl. We begin with a major escalation in the conflict between the United States and Iran. As of July 15th, American forces are carrying out another broad wave of strikes against Iranian military infrastructure, with attacks reported from the Gulf of Oman to the country's interior. According to the announcement described in the source material, the latest operation began at approximately 6 o'clock this morning, Eastern Time. The stated objective is to further reduce the military capabilities used by Iranian forces to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. The strikes follow the collapse of a temporary understanding between the two governments and renewed attacks on vessels operating near one of the world's most strategically important waterways. The port city of Chabahar appears to be one of the principal targets. Video from the area shows large explosions and columns of smoke rising over the port. A control facility is reported to have been hit, along with other infrastructure connected to military and maritime operations. The visible damage suggests a coordinated effort to disrupt Iran's ability to monitor coastal activity and support operations at sea. Strikes have also been reported around Shiraz. Smoke could be seen beyond the city, near mountainous terrain where underground installations may be located. The apparent targets include facilities believed to hold missiles, drones, and other weapons. Additional explosions were reported near Sarbandar and Mashhar in Khuzestan province, where a suspected missile site may have been struck. The latest attacks follow an extended operation carried out during the previous night. U.S. aircraft, drones, and naval platforms reportedly launched precision weapons during a 7-hour period, hitting missile positions, drone facilities, coastal defenses, radar systems, and naval capabilities near the Strait of Hormuz. Footage released after those strikes shows large craters and extensive damage at several locations. Areas beside at least one runway were also hit, apparently to disable nearby defenses and restrict Iranian military aviation. Other strikes appear to have targeted radar equipment and surface-to-air missile positions. The immediate strategy is becoming clear. American forces are attempting to establish control of the air, suppress Iran's coastal defenses, and steadily reduce its ability to launch missiles and drones. The campaign is broad, sustained, and focused on infrastructure that could support future Iranian attacks. Iran retains the ability to respond, and the conflict remains active across several countries. But for now, the most intense pressure is falling on Iranian military sites, as American aircraft continue operating over the region and further strikes remain possible. The conflict is now spreading beyond Iran's borders. While American forces continue attacking military sites inside the country, Iranian forces are responding with drones and missiles aimed at U.S. and allied positions across the region. Bahrain came under a significant aerial attack overnight. Local defenses reported intercepting and destroying several incoming threats early Wednesday morning. The number of drones and missiles involved has not been independently confirmed, but the attack demonstrates that Iran still has the capacity to reach targets beyond its own territory. There are also reports of an unmanned aircraft going down near Basra, Iraq. At this hour, it is not clear whether the aircraft was an Iranian attack drone or an American surveillance platform. That uncertainty reflects the increasingly congested and dangerous airspace across the Gulf, where military aircraft, drones, missiles, and defensive systems are operating at the same time. Iranian forces have claimed successful strikes on several military targets in Kuwait, including communications equipment, radar installations, an air defense complex, readiness facilities, and rocket launch systems. Those claims should be treated cautiously. At least one drone appears to have penetrated regional defenses, but the full extent of any damage has not been independently verified. Iran has also released footage it says shows missile launches directed toward Kuwait, Jordan, and Bahrain. The images confirm continued launch activity, but they do not establish whether the weapons reached their targets or caused the damage being claimed. In a fast-moving conflict, battlefield statements from all sides require careful verification. Inside Iran, air defense systems remain active. Video from one location shows anti-aircraft fire and a bright object disappearing from view, possibly after an interception. The nature of that object is uncertain, and the footage alone cannot confirm whether it was a cruise missile, a drone, or another type of projectile. Attention is now turning toward one of the most sensitive questions in the conflict: whether the United States will attempt to strike Iran's deeply buried nuclear infrastructure. A heavily fortified underground complex in the Natanz region is believed to be central to Iran's nuclear program. The facility, sometimes described by an informal nickname because of its location beneath mountainous terrain, was designed to survive conventional air attacks. Its depth, reinforced construction, and surrounding defenses make it one of the most difficult targets in the country. American officials have previously signaled that the facility could be attacked if Iran's nuclear capabilities are judged to pose an immediate threat. Iranian officials have answered with severe warnings, claiming that an assault on the site would trigger an uncontrollable regional escalation. The military challenge is substantial. Reaching a deeply buried target requires specialized weapons, precise intelligence, repeated strikes, or some combination of those methods. Even then, destroying the entire complex cannot be assumed. An attack could damage entrances, power supplies, ventilation systems, communications, and supporting infrastructure without eliminating every underground chamber. The political consequences could be even more significant. A strike on a nuclear facility would represent a major expansion of the current campaign. It could provoke larger Iranian attacks on American bases, allied territory, shipping, and energy infrastructure. It would also create concerns about possible radioactive or chemical hazards, depending on the precise target and the materials stored there. At the same time, Iranian political figures have reportedly discussed attacking American military bases and attempting to capture U.S. personnel. There is no confirmed indication that such an operation has begun, but even the proposal raises the stakes. Any successful assault on a base or any attempt to take American service members hostage would almost certainly bring a powerful military response. The United States is already reducing Iran's ability to defend strategic sites. Current strikes are focused on radar installations, air defense batteries, missile positions, drone facilities, coastal defenses, and military aviation infrastructure. Removing those layers of protection would make future attacks on more heavily defended targets easier to conduct. This is why the present campaign cannot be viewed only as retaliation for attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. It may also be shaping the battlefield for a more ambitious phase of the war. The immediate question is whether both sides will stop short of their most dangerous options. A direct attack on a deeply buried nuclear facility, a large strike on an American base, or an attempt to capture military personnel could transform an already serious regional conflict into a far broader war. The margin for restraint is narrowing, and the decisions made in the coming days may determine the scale of what follows. The most important strategic contest in this conflict may now be unfolding around the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway connects the Persian Gulf with the Arabian Sea and serves as a critical route for commercial shipping. With traffic severely restricted and military operations intensifying, the struggle for control of the strait is becoming the defining feature of the war. Iran has long relied on missiles, drones, fast attack craft, coastal batteries, and naval forces to threaten vessels moving through the area. The latest American campaign appears designed to dismantle that network. Strikes have targeted missile sites, drone facilities, radar systems, coastal defenses, and naval capabilities positioned near the waterway. The objective is not simply to punish Iran. It is to reduce the country's ability to close the strait, attack commercial ships, or threaten American and allied forces operating nearby. That requires sustained surveillance, repeated airstrikes, naval protection, and control of the surrounding airspace. The operation is already drawing in a wide range of military assets. American fighter aircraft are being supported by aerial refueling tankers, drones, maritime patrol planes, and naval vessels. Some of those aircraft are visible on public tracking systems, while others are operating without broadcasting their positions. The scale of that support indicates that further strikes are likely. As of July 15th, the conflict remains active, dangerous, and vulnerable to sudden escalation. American forces are pressing their advantage in the air. Iran is attempting to answer across the region. And the Strait of Hormuz remains both the immediate battlefield and the pressure point that could determine how far this war spreads. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of this content.